G'day there, ladies and ledians. Welcome to the start of a new Let's Play series. And as you can see, the game we are playing today, or for the next, I don't know, couple months or so, is going to be Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Skies. One of my favourite games of all time, probably in my top 10. And so if you would like to experience the game for yourself, you can go ahead and do that. You can watch this series later, that is completely fine. However, if you're just kind of chilling and you like the idea of a playthrough, then I think you'll enjoy watching this series. I'll go ahead and get this started while I can explain a little bit more. First we gotta choose our character. Let's try to create a ledian. So, relatively short. Go around this one. God. Okay, so this is going to be a challenge run. Go here. But it's going to take a bit until the challenge run really begins. And so in the meantime, we're kind of in the casual mode, you know, like we're playing this casually until we get to a certain point. So we don't need to worry too much about the rules, but you should be able to see on the right, we have some information for later. In any case, let's try to create a ledian. So thinking like one of these, but that's kind of boring. We can try this. Oh god. This isn't too bad. I guess, technically speaking, this is a little accurate for a ledian. But I kind of don't want that. Let's go this one. I reckon this one's pretty good. So, do we go black or red? Let's see, is it red with black spots or black with red spots? It's more red with black spots. So maybe we go red hair, black eyes. This should be fine. Skin color. Unfortunately, we don't have too many good options. We'll just go kind of basic. And yeah, we'll go black. So. There we go. Just able to fit it. There we go. Okay, so I'll try to explain the story as we go along. I'm not going to be super focused on it because I am going to be, at some point, kind of explaining more of the combat and, I guess the challenge part of it. But, you know, if you want to experience the game for yourself, you get to go ahead. Also, I'm going to reduce the sound of the gameplay. Now, the reason for that is because I've heard that it's got a notorious copyright for Dragon Quest music. So by having the kind of music lower, it should make it more accessible, if that makes sense. I mean, I had the intro at full blast because like it's a pretty banging intro and a very cool cutscene, but for the rest of the gameplay, we will be reduced. So I am sorry about that, but depending on your surround setup at home, you should be able to increase the volume. And so now to kind of explain kind of the premise, right? So we are essentially a guardian angel. Our job is to look after the mortals, and we can help them out in like basic tasks, and then we offer their gratitude up to a divine tree. We'll get more affiliated with it as we go along. But basically, this guy, Aquila, is our mentor. Because we're going to be taking over this town. Looking after this town. We're not evil. And so basically, these two travelers are going to the little inn or town, and they're getting attacked by monsters. They can't really defend themselves, so who will go in to save them? And that answer is, of course, us. Because although we are, like, invisible to the naked eye, we can still interact with the world. And so we can still beat up monsters. It's probably not the prime task of our angelic bodies. But, I guess occasionally you need to be able to do this, you know? And so here we are with a little bit of combat. On the bottom screen, you can see our stats. You got HP and MP. MP will be used for abilities and spells. Do we have any? We do not. That is because we are currently a Celestial, so this is a temporary class for this tutorial, you know, it's not something that we'll get to play with throughout the entire game, unfortunately. You get experience, you get gold, the typical RPG stuff, you know? So that was our first taste of combat. It will be a little bit before we get more of it. But this girl, Erin, is a pretty important character for early on. And so basically what just happened, right? This is crystallized benevolence. Benevolescence. There we go. The essence of benevolence. Benevolescence. Basically, we help out the mortals. They give us these crystals. We offer them to Yggdrasil, the well tree, which you may be familiar with from other media. And basically, we're doing this to make it bear fruit, and then by it bearing fruit, the celestial train will arrive, which will allow us to go to the Almighty One, which is basically like the god. So, I guess it's like got a bit of a religious kind of theme to it, you know, like we're offering our gratitude to eventually meet God and go to the promised land kind of thing. And we do this in the observatory in the sky, which I believe you cannot really access as a mortal. You have to be like a celestial. And so now we should be able to move around. Alright, welcome to the game. Yeah, so we've got items. Each person has like a limited amount of supply they can hold on to. You've also got a bag for everyone else kind of thing. Let's see. Important items, that would be like key items. Equip. Now, this is one of the many reasons why I was interested in this game. Because you've got so many equipment slots per your character, and this came out in like 2010, so 15 years ago, right? And there wasn't too much that had all this customization, you know? I'll get to other reasons why I like this game as we go along, but for the most part, this is pretty straightforward. I think there's a few goodies around. So we'll just do the typical RPG trope of smashing into people's houses a bit. I know where to go, I'm just trying to find any bonus loot. I don't think there's too much in this early stage. Oh, here we go. So we got pots, a healing herb, a medicinal herb rather, which is used for healing. We're getting some gold coins by smashing barrels. Very typical in JRPGs. Now, there are two types of chests in this world. There are red chests and there are blue chests. This is a heavily multiplayer game, and so your friends could like play together, right? And blue chests would be available to your friends. However, the red chests are only for a single player, or at least the main character of the world. A Chimera Wing, which, could be useful. It's basically like if you're from Pokemon, it's basically like an escape rope. It'll get us back to or I guess it's more like teleport. But it'll get us back to a town. I don't think there's really much else to get here. I could be wrong. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, so we're not Celestials, we are Celestians. You know, to have its own unique name. Okay, I think we're pretty much good to go. I don't think there's much else around. Alright, let's just get this going. It's a very long game. I don't know how many episodes it will take, especially with our challenge run. We gotta go up this way. To the big old stairs. This guy's like the senior elder of the group, you know? The head poncho, the guy in charge, you know? So, yes, I'm ready. So if you are here just for the challenge part of the playthrough, it's going to be once we unlock the ability to change vocations. I'll explain that more later, but it's probably going to be about, I don't know, maybe 10 episodes in the future. That's when the real challenge will begin. However, if you're willing to stick around in the meantime, you know, you get to watch me play one of my favourite games of all time. I believe... I just reported to it. It has been a hot minute since I played this game, I am sorry. It's possible that I'm supposed to go outside? I mean, I wasn't paying attention to him. No, not outside. Upstairs and outside, I think. Sorry, let me just talk to this guy again. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so we gotta go to the tree and off of that crystal that we picked up. That's what we gotta do. Sorry, it has been a while. But, you know, being one of my top 10 favorite games of all time, right? It means that I replay this every, say, 5 years or so. Like, it can't really be in your top 10 if you don't replay it, you know? It's one thing to play it once, but you gotta come back to it every now and then. Holy water, I believe that does restoring some magic. We'll go get this chest down there that we saw. Wait, we should be able to... Okay, maybe not in this spot, but we can change the camera. A little bit. 50 gold coins, that's pretty good. Pretty good amount. For early game, at least. And so yeah, you can see where we're going on the top screen. So it's pretty easy, we got that. We're good to go. But yeah, this is my favourite Dragon Quest. Everyone has their own favourite Dragon Quest. And outside of Pokemon, this was my first like a real JRPG. Yeah, if that makes sense. And so I really sunk my teeth into this one. It's been a very enjoyable game. And this is what got me interested in the Dragon Quest series. Before this, I did play Dragon Quest 3, but it was known as Dragon Warrior 3 on the Game Boy. But I didn't get too far in it. You know, I was a kid. You know, you just do a new game for half an hour, then you call it quits, you know? But I did like the idea of it. And although I had a PlayStation 2 growing up, I didn't have Dragon Quest 8, which others regard as a really good Dragon Quest game, or perhaps the best. It is unfortunate, but, you know. But this is the, you know, first real Dragon Quest I got. And your first Dragon Quest is always your favourite. Usually. Maybe usually. Okay, so now I believe we go down. Cool. We gotta go back to the old guy, report, and then we should be able to start looking after the town without our mentor. And so then we'll be doing some tasks for them in order to earn more of those crystallized benevolence. But yeah, I am curious, like, what is your favourite Dragon Quest? Is it 8, 4, 3, 11? There's a lot to choose from. We didn't really get Dragon Quest X. It was like an MMO, and I think more Japanese. Like, it didn't really get localized. Which is unfortunate, because I would have played that, that's for sure. And so, this was the Dragon Quest before Dragon Quest XI for us. And so if you like Dragon Quest XI, I do think you'll enjoy this. It's not exactly the same. There's definitely some differences. But let's just say going to Dragon Quest XI from this, I prefer this more, if I'm being honest. But, you know, to each their own. There is a lot of Dragon Quest, and even a lot of spin-off games in it. So, yeah, let me know if you're Dragon Quest, or maybe you're Final Fantasy. I've only recently got into Final Fantasy X. I haven't really played any of the other ones yet, but I've heard of them. Yeah, so us taking over as Guardian of Angel Falls, we've kind of rewritten what was written on the statue. And so, it's just like a lot of little things like that. So this Eyeball guy is a bit of a kind of show-off. Bit of a bragger, I guess. And he's interested in Erin, the girl we saved. So, this is also the kind of time before they really had waypoints for everything, of like where to go. So, it has been a while. I will have to kind of see how I go with this. But our job is to go around and help out the people of the town. So I believe... I think there's one here. Yeah, so this elder has lost their husband's ring. And it's our job to find the ring. I forget where it was. But I'm sure we'll find it. Oh. No, that's just here. In the Dragon Quest series, the priest, well, yeah, I guess Priest here is able to save and also revive your teammates. Where was the ring? Was it around here? No. There should be another... Sweet. Well, we'll get back to that. In the meantime, we've got someone sleeping on the job, and there's a lot of horse manure here. So, to help him out, we're going to pick it up for him. Don't worry about where we're putting it, or what we're going to use it for. And then, he's going to wake up, feel real guilty about sleeping on the job, but then he's going to realise that we helped him out, and so he's going to have some benevolence first. Now, this isn't the entire gameplay. This is more of an intro thing, but it's more of a setting up for the overall plot kind of thing. So, if you think that this is it, trust me, it gets more interesting. Okay, I can't smash. Oh, was that a shiny? No, that was not a shiny. I forget where the ring was. Maybe I should have looked it up. Oh. No, just a little interaction. Like, I believe it was somewhere... Was it here? God. I am sorry for fumbling around like this. It has been a while, but if I don't manage to make it in this episode, then I'll, you know, look it up. and a bit of a shame. Who else do I need to help out? Has been quite a while. Was it in the well? Yoink. Also, the boy chest will usually contain, I think, like a bit of a randomizer, and will reset every now and then. I don't think there's anything around here. No. God. I do know that I was able to do this as a kid, right? And nowadays there are more like tips, I guess. Is it here? No. Where was the ring? Was it in the item shop maybe? Or was it... It would have been great if she gave me a hint. I think it's like around here though, isn't it? I don't think there's anyone that needs help here. I do remember it somewhere, that's for sure. Around here, maybe? No. Where was it? I'll check the item shop. No, I don't think it's here. Steal some coins. Wait, no, it's a dog, isn't it? Yeah! The dog finds the ring. That's right. Been a while. There we go. I'm glad I didn't have to look that up. I would have been very embarrassed if I did. Sorry, it's been a while. No. Trying to give it to the wrong person. There we go. And now we can just put the ring inside her pocket and make, gaslight her into thinking that she already had it. Just as you do. And so you can kind of think of us as like a little, guardian angel, or like, just some kind of pesky fairy maybe, that will occasionally help you out. But the people don't, like, fully believe in us. They're like, I guess it could be the guardian, kind of thing. It's a bit weird. But now that we've helped out those people, it'll transition tonight, where there's at least 1 or 2 more people. I believe we go... Yep. So, he's just kind of checking up on me. But not only can we help out the mortals, but we can help the spirits of those that are already dead as well. We have the capability to see, fellow celestials like us, but we are also able to see spirits that haven't quite moved on yet. And so our job is also to help them and get more benevolence from them. And this is a bit of an older English, so it does have a bit of an accent. I'm not going to do that because that would be a bit of a disservice. But, if you are playing this, I do encourage you to try to, follow along with what he's saying. So, he's basically confused about what's happening. So we just kind of told him that he's dead. He's like, oh, yeah, thanks for telling me and setting me straight, And so, we've got another lot of benevolence. And so now, with all this benevolence, we should be good to go up to Yggdrasil. And, well, the tree is close to bearing fruit. So, I think we'll... Yep, there's a Celestial Express, or Chariot, what is it called? The Starflight Express. It's kind of like a train between... Well, train for us Celestials to go to the Almighty. I think it can do a few other things, like a few passengers here and there, but... For the most part, it's for us to get to the Promised Land. Alright, so I believe we go up to offer the benevolence, and we'll get another cutscene, which will be interesting. May I just report to Epis Major? Okay, he's not here. Good. Alright. So, we're going to offer the crystallized benevolence to Yggdrasil. And then we're probably going to call it there. I'll try to aim for about 20 to 30 minutes per episode. But I think for this first one, it was just a little bit slow because, there's not much action. It's more setting up for, the larger scale. This is a JRPG, so you gotta ramp it up slowly. Okay, so across, I think, thousands of years or something, we have been gathering benevolence to one day have this tree bloom its fruit. It's very close, and so our job is just to finish it off and to, see if all the prophecies that we've been told are true, and we can go to the promised land. We can, well, to the land of the Almighty, meet the Almighty One, fulfill our purpose, kind of thing. This is what we've been aiming for ages. So let's see what happens. It has begun to bear fruit. The figs of Yggdrasil. And there it is, the Starflight Express. The Starflight Express. Our celestial chariot to the Almighty. Unfortunately, some purple lightning has shocked the celestial chariot, scanning it to the mortal realm. And the observatory is under attack. The figs have also scattered across the mortal realm, and we become a fallen angel. So, I would like to welcome you once again to the start of this Let's Play series. Again, it'll take a while before the challenge fully begins, but there will be a challenge run to this. In the meantime, we're doing a casual playthrough, and so you can just kind of sit back and enjoy it. But as you can see, as we are falling, our wings are disintegrating, which is not a good sign. But we have landed in familiar territory. We've landed in Angel Falls, the place where we are the guardian of. So, Dragon Quest 9. We'll just do the kind of text after this cutscene, and then we'll call it there. So, we are no longer a full celestial. We are immortal. We are seen by other mortals. Which also means that we can't fly back up to the observatory. We need to find another way to get up there. However, we still have all the benefits of, well, some of the benefits of being a celestial. So we can see ghosts and we can gather benevolence. So we're a bit above a mortal, but we're not quite a celestial. Alright. I think that was a pretty successful first episode. From now on it should have a bit more action, like more combat. But this was mostly just to kind of set you up, you know? And so, I would like to thank you for watching. I do hope you stick around for the series, but I do understand if you're interested in more of the challenge playthrough for later. there will be something along the lines of the challenge fully begins in the title if you're willing to stick around. But if you want to continue watching the series as we go along, then, you know, you're welcome to. I'll try to do 20 to 30 minutes twice to 3 times a week. And we'll kind of see how we go. But I've been looking forward to this playthrough for a long time, so I hope it gets enough love. In any case, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later.